So I think we have to start, for some of our audience members that aren't as familiar with rate transient analysis, just to go through some of the basics. Basic concept number one is often the reservoir signal is either contained in the rate or the flowing pressure data. And of course, at a lot of companies, we just look at production rate histories, particularly if it's a pumping well oil field, and we really don't know what the bottom hole flowing pressure is. In this particular illustration, though, we can see that there's a consistent response in flowing pressure with rate. As pressure goes down at the bottom of the well, the production rate goes up. I mean, a fairly simple concept. But these are the concepts that we're applying with all the analysis techniques and models that we use. Why do we use rate transient analysis? Well, I mentioned the first, one of the things that really drove our background and the popularity of RTA within the reserves evaluation community is because it can provide a very defensible audit trail, because it is coupled to basic petrophysical parameters and volumetrics and captures the bulk well performance trends and understands the production drivers. So in that sense, it's a very practical application for coming up with a fairly defensible set of B values, if you will. It's certainly really great too when you don't have a lot of flow rate history. So if you've got limited amount of data, it's a very good objective performance indicator, better than early metrics like a 30-day IP rate. As I mentioned before in the case study, it's great for determining completion effectiveness, which it does using a couple bulk performance parameters. It can be used to identify infill potential. This is certainly what would capture the attention of the investment community, being able to identify if wells could be put closer together or we could find targets for infill opportunities and new drill locations. Also for reservoir surveillance, as I mentioned before, diagnosing if a well is sick or unhealthy, RTA can reveal that, which we'll show you in one of the case studies. And it's minimal cost. We're collecting this data anyway. It's a shame not to take advantage of something that's a very cost-effective solution to learn a lot about the reservoir.